YouTube? It's me, Akaiser the Final Brave. I'm joined by my two friends, Akuma Soul and Mr. Incognito himself. And today, we got another podcast fresh off the presses right for you. So, what are we doing today, guys?
Alright, man. Yo, we're gonna talk about some shit.
Same things we're always doing.
In case you haven't noticed, we changed the schedule a bit. The podcast is now bi-weekly. So be on the lookout. That means less shit content and more news and opinions. So let's get right down to it. What do you guys want to talk about first?
How about we talk about the fact that your most beloved game franchise has been confirmed to be continuing, while your other favorite video game franchise might quite possibly be on the downswing. Oh
no! So hold up. Let's start with the good news first, or the bad news.
I have no idea which one's which.
What's stopping?
For people who don't know, apparently Mass Effect Andromeda didn't quite meet sales figures ideal. So,
wow, you don't say.
I mean, well, you can't really blame them. They're only human after all. So. Anyway, it looks like it didn't sell that well, and because of the bad critical reception and people really saying a lot of bad things about it, looks like might be getting put on the back burner for quite some time. Good. Which I'm not even sure. Matt, how many games has Mass Effect had? 4, right?
I believe 4.
Yeah, 4. Unless you count fucking phone games.
Yeah, well, of course not. But yeah. So I mean, it's to be expected. Is anybody really surprised? The game was looked at as probably the biggest proof of developers not finishing what they were supposed to in time, in recent memory. So
yeah, it was as a game, it's just completely unacceptable, clearly unfinished, nightmarish fucking facial models, animations.
Horrible.
You have a problem with characters just randomly shooting up into the fucking sky and then never coming back down? Or getting trapped in between NPCs who won't move.
This would be like the 4th time we ragged on Andromeda, and it still doesn't feel like enough.
It certainly won't be the last.
Yes, it will.
It probably won't. No, it probably won't be. I'm sure there'll be a Game of the Year
if
edition.
It wins Game of the Year, then I'm gonna go
if it
down
wins Game of the
to Las Vegas. I'm gonna find Jeff Keighley and I'm gonna fucking put his face in a toilet, give him a swirly until he dies.
I just want everybody to know that I have nothing to do with what he just said.
This is what you do.
Yeah, unassociated.
No. Look, stop. This is what you do. This is satire.
For future reference, everyone, remember, this is a satire.
It's a satire. All right. So what?
It's a prank, bro. It's a prank.
It's a social experiment. So what is our favorite franchise that is continuing?
Well, considering the fact that it has won multiple Game of the Year awards, people love it. People often talk about how the story is gripping and the characters are so fleshed out and so human, as opposed to other video games, and say that this game was quite possibly the biggest change needed for video games of its style of gameplay. Let's talk about the great game Life is Strange.
Oh, go away. I thought you were going to talk about Sonic for a second. I was
No, we'll get to that.
So
don't you worry. We all have some
No. So Life is Strange is confirmed to be getting another game, whether that be a direct sequel with the most unlikable characters on Earth, or if it's gonna be just another town,
another Donnie Darko ripoff. Yes.
So Kuma recently watched Donnie Darko, even though that movie's like 1 billion years old,
And he
I
thinks he's fucking cultured now. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm cultured from watching fucking Donnie
He's
Darko.
a fucking beatnik now with a fucking hat, a little tiny espresso glass. But
I do write all of my novels while sitting in fucking Starbucks with my fedora tipped, just so
I'm
that it
sure
keeps the sun
anybody who
out.
watched Donnie Darko can directly see the ways that Life is Strange was was influenced by it.
Fucking there's a tornado just destroying the town.
Wow, where have I seen that
this huge thing that's gonna destroy the entirety of the story and uproot all things that are happening in this time travel adventure is a tornado.
Also the butterfly effect, except with photos instead of diary entries. But you know, I don't know who's looking forward to fucking Life is Strange 2, Life is Stranger.
Well, I know it's fucking.
I would give them credit if they called it Stranger Life.
I
Those
wouldn't.
fucking bleeding heart types who, oh my god, all my feels. Oh,
Save the bay.
Maybe I'd say something. Maybe if it was actually like genuinely good, like fucking like the ending to the first season of what was it? Walking Dead, the game where Lee dies. That was great. That was fucking really strong, really emotional. You felt bad because you liked Lee, and you got to get behind Clementine and actually be like, oh man, this is sad. This little girl that we've been taking care of, who you genuinely start to like, and this older guy who's fucking really cool, he dies, and she's the only one there to see him die, and it's like, that's sad. How am I supposed to feel bad for a character who does nothing but shit on her fucking stepfather for being her stepfather, shit on her fucking father for dying? Oh, Dad, it's your fault that you died. You left me.
What are you talking about?
Dude.
Chloe is the most compelling character of 2016, dude.
Yeah, she is compelling. I've never felt so compelled to let somebody fucking die.
And Ashley Birch is one of the best voice actresses of our time, of our generation.
Yeah, you're right. How else can you sound like that much of a bitch while being... I'm not going to say that. I don't know Ashley Birch. That would be wrong with me. My point is, number one, the main heroine is a fucking wet noodle. The character, there are tons of times you have little pussy characters like, say, Suna from Cut to Kill Hitman Reborn, or fucking little bitchy characters and stuff, and little whiny characters, and sometimes it works out. But when your character is bitchy and whiny, but it's supposed to come off as the character being strong but is also bitchy and whiny, it doesn't make any sense. The character, she's a fucking... Max is, I think Max is a much worse character than Chloe, because Chloe is consistently a shit, at least.
Max is an enabler.
Exactly. And it's like, you're supposed to identify with these two? I identified more with every other character in this.
You are you.
Oh yeah, you identified with that goddamn teacher, didn't you?
Stop. Whoop, whoop, police.
Well, I mean, anybody who can kill Chloe, I gotta give him credit. He did put a bullet between Chloe's eyes, which...
I feel like they cowered it out on making him just a killer, when it's kind of obvious that, that type of person would be like a basement rapist, but can't upset the Tumblr fan base, which, by the way, is the target audience who are supposed to identify with these awful characters, just so you know. And in that regard, I think they did a wonderful job. So.
Well, yes, I do believe that I do agree with the idea that characters should have about one layer of depth, except for the villain. All those characters are about as fucking deep as a fucking knee-high, not even a knee-high fucking pool. Fucking, oh, my dad died, I'm so hurt. That's all she has. Fucking, My best friend is back in my life, but I don't want to do bad things. Ooh, I just want to have sex with this fucking this totally unattractive, totally unbuilt fucking 18-year-old girl who looks like an 11-year-old. Fucking, oh no, my life is so hard. I can't deal with all of my daddy's issues. Fucking shut up. Hate fucking Life is Strange.
Well, see, disregarding the characters, I think that fucking the game is just like a walking simulator, except you have time. Yeah. It's like a walking. It's like fucking Prince of Persia, the first one.
The first one? No, because that game was hard.
But garbage. Because it doesn't have like gameplay.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think Life is Strange is even more so. Life is Strange has less gameplay than
a Telltale game.
No, less gameplay than a David Cage game.
Because
at least those have QTEs. Before any big event happens in Life is Strange, they stop, and then you get to make a decision every single time. There's no sense of urgency in that game whatsoever.
And may I say, like, fucking shame on everybody who compared this to the Telltale games and the David Cage games, and they're like, well, your decisions actually matter in this, when in the end, literally everything you've done got boiled down to two choices, which either completely nullify the entire fucking story up to that point, or kill all of Max's innocent friends and families who did nothing wrong to save a fucking irredeemable Let's move on.
Yeah, because we can actually rag on this shit all day, but I'd rather talk about something that people actually give a shit about.
Sonic! Yeah! Sonic Forces.
This game would have came out when I was like 12.
It would have been dangerous. A dangerous time.
Yeah. Like
it's still dangerous.
Let's not even lie and say that it would just be Hawkeyser. It would be all of us. Like, let's be fucking honest.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Hawkeyser, explain the game.
They have opened up the autism floodgates. They have made an official game where you can make your own Sonic fucking OC bang character. Rapid the Porcupine. It's fucking, oh god. I guess this is the last ditch effort for Sega.
To be fair, this is what the fans wanted.
It is.
Like it's like if anybody haven't seen it, fucking the post of the fucking decade was when DeviantArt sent out a fucking tweet about this. DeviantArt sent out a tweet and it said, "We did it, guys. They're making Sonic OC characters canon. We did it." Fucking post of the decade.
That's ridiculous.
That is. Oh god!
I can't wait to make my nigga Cole Steel the Hedgehog, yo.
Oh man,
it's gonna happen.
Nothing personal.
No, the real thing is I can't wait. Since they've done this, it's also going to be on PC. The modding community for Sonic games has already been over the top. Imagine what this game is going to look like on PC in about 2 years.
The thing is, I think this game is going to be testing the water. I don't think they're going to have anything too crazy for the character creation. Because if they make another game, they gotta make it like you can make your own super form and all of that. Like when you get the Chaos Emerald, you put your own music, your theme songs on there. Hey, oof.
The game doesn't even look bad, to be honest. Though it's like it's based off of Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors engine. So I mean that looks pretty.
It's gonna be Sonic. It's gonna be Shadow the Hedgehog updated version.
They made the boost gameplay, but again they keep fucking splitting it up between boost gameplay and some other fucking gimmick, which I don't think anybody really cares about the gimmick.
Well, here's the thing: they want to get, because the Sonic fan base is basically like split 50-50 on 2D versus 3D. There are people out there like us, who I'm pretty sure most of us prefer the 3D, right?
Yeah, actually.
Well, I don't really prefer one to the other. I like both of them.
But there are people out there who prefer 3D, and there are some people who prefer the 2D. So they're trying to blend them so that you can have your 3D and 2D game. The problem is that like you're essentially cutting it in half, I guess you could say, and then you're combining it with this character creation thing, which I don't know how far in depth it goes. I've seen it. It seems like you can make like birds, porcupines, wolves. I don't even know, a fox.
Can you make a human?
Some kind.
Stop it.
What are you, fucking stupid? Why would they ever put a human in a Sonic game? That would be a bad idea if there was ever a human in a Sonic game interacting with Sonic characters.
Yeah, a human in a Sonic game kissing a Sonic character like Sonic.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be dumb. I mean, the only thing I could see that could come from that is possibly turning kids into furries or something, but they'd never fucking do that shit.
That would be like killing Sonic.
Bad idea.
Also, Eggman is human.
Well, he's like if you go by the Archie comic continuity, he's a human who is like a super cyborg, has like different cyborg bodies. But I guess I'm the one who reads
So
the
here's
fucking
the
Archie
fact you didn't know about Kaiser is that he's a huge fan of the Archie comics for Sonic and Mega Man, and he's probably the only person on Earth who can tell you fucking everything that's happening in them.
No.
He wouldn't say he can't tell you everything because, I mean, number one, in order for him to tell you everything that happened in the Sonic Archie comics, I would assume that it would have to be like from fucking what there was like one Sonic comic that was running, like the first one back when Sonic was really, really popular.
Yeah, there are two versions.
And then of course
one with classic Sonic and one with a new Sonic.
Yeah, and then there's also the Sonic Boom comics. The Sonic comics are almost as bad on the level of like a Marvel, etc. Which, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, yes, Marvel is canceling a lot of series, and no, it's not anything to worry about. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, they're canceling because they're gonna do another fucking, not a reboot, but just they're gonna do new runs.
Another all new branding,
right.
Which. This is just like a couple of years ago when everybody heard that DC was canceling all their stuff for like the New 52, and everybody was thinking, "Oh no, DC's going under." It's like, no, they're not going under. This is what happens with comic book publishers. They have to dump all their old stuff in order to like start up new stuff. Which I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how this goes. But then again, I'm always skeptical. You always have to be skeptical with comic books because comic books are kind of dumb.
Good.
I just think comic books are shady business, but
a dying shady
I think
business.
I've always had they're dying because a lot of them still focus on physical media, which nobody wants to do that anymore, unfortunately. But the problem is that with any type of comic books or anything like that you always come across characters like Wolverine and Cyclops and Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, etc. And then you give these characters to like Felix, and you're like, "Here, Felix, now write a story for Batman."
They could easily rectify that.
You gotta make sure to follow the canon.
Or I could not, and I could just reboot shit. If I have enough seniority in the company, let's move on. Speaking of comic books, Injustice 2 just came out.
Yeah, and I hear it's actually really
I hear
good.
that people say not only is the best looking NetherRealm Studios game that's came out, it's also the best playing NetherRealm Studios game, and that doesn't surprise me honestly because they get better with every game they do. Mortal Kombat 9 I thought was really good because I was comparing it to other Mortal Kombat games. But if you go back and play it now, it's fucking rough, dude. It fucking sucks, actually.
Well, it's not.
Go ahead. You played it more than I did.
Mortal Kombat 9, I played the hell out of that. And it was really good for a Mortal Kombat game. Like, it was a serious fighting game. Like, I could see people going to tournaments for this and shit. But the game before that was like Armageddon or something. And that game was completely busted, trash, the dial of fatalities. But Mortal Kombat 10 was allegedly good. And
XL. XL was supposed to be
XL,
pretty good
yes.
too.
And Injustice 1 was supposed to be good. I didn't really play it like
Injustice 1 had
religiously.
problems, which they fixed in Mortal Kombat 10, and they further refined their fighting system in Injustice 2.
Which I'm not a big fan of the Injustice or Mortal Kombat games, but I can definitely see the appeal of them because I mean they have gotten better each and every time, and it's like they're usually huge rosters, and you can definitely say most of the characters feel pretty different. Like you can't just go play Deadshot and then go play Superman, I guess.
And in terms of presentation, I honestly believe that NetherRealm Studios is like the best fighting game studio in terms of making character intros, interactions, the costumes, with the gear system in Injustice 2, you can customize. They obviously stole that from Killer Instinct, but this is a game that people care about.
Ooh, that. Ooh.
And it's
Somebody
really
in the comments
these Western fighting game developers make a lot of good ideas that Japanese developers should be stealing. Quite honestly.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I think Injustice actually does better than everything else is the intros. Just like the character intros when two characters meet up at the beginning of the fight.
Yeah, they have multiple interactions per character, and
yeah,
it's nice.
It's really good. It would be nice to see that and say like I don't know Blaze Blue or something, but there'll probably never be another Blaze Blue at this rate.
That's it. It's too much positivity going on.
You want to bring up something to shit on?
Injustice, yeah, that game should not be at Evo. It is far too early for that game
wait, it's at
to
Evo?
be. Yes.
When's Evo?
Next month? Or no,
Yeah,
actually
June. Is it June or July?
July. It's July. It's 2 months from now.
Regardless, it's too early. Yeah.
Tekken 7 is gonna be at Evo. Shouldn't be there.
There's an argument for that. Tekken 7. Well, it's not gonna be fair for Americans, but in Asia, Tekken 7's been out on the arcades. So there's an argument that since Evo is a world tournament stage, then it should be there because it's been out in the arcades for like 6 months.
I don't know. It reminds me of what was it, last year or the year before, where they had made like a fucking case to get Street Fighter out like just before Evo or something.
Yeah, they
wanted it to be out.
It wasn't just before
enough
Evo,
time,
but the game came out way too early.
Right.
The launch of Street Fighter V was awful.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask anybody. That stumble at the beginning was what probably cost it the most money because it launched without enough features, which I just remembered, by the way. You guys want to talk about Ed?
Yeah, let's transition. That's enough talking about Injustice anyway. New character finally came out.
I mean, Hawkeye's is probably the one who has the most opinion about him.
I mean, he looks boring. His fighting style is like, I'm a boxer, but I'm like, yeah.
Kickboxer now.
Yes, I don't like him. He doesn't have any inputs, which is new, I guess, unless you play like season 2 Balrog.
Jeez.
So to explain, Ed,
fucking shots
instead
fired.
of having like special, like he's basically V's favorite character, right? Because instead of having to do fucking dragon punches and fireballs, which they can't do.
There's a lot of shots being
if
fired
you want to do an
around here
uppercut, it's kind of like Persona 4 Arena.
Like I live in Detroit.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's like
if you want to do an uppercut,
really,
it's 2 punches. If you want to do, I think a fireball is like I don't know. I haven't seen his move list, but
he doesn't have any motions.
Right.
That's the important part.
I feel like I'm living in Detroit.
I mean, he doesn't look fun to play. All right, when you look at the Street Fighter 2 characters, like you see everybody, they're all different. Like, some guy from China, he does like a fucking kick that makes no sense. You get Dawson who's like stretching and all of that. And like they're all classic characters. And when Jury came out, instant classic character. Very cool design. Very cool fighting style. Great personality. Uh,
That's not when you
and these Street
consider
Fighter
Deku
Five
One. Jesus
characters are
Christ.
just lame.
I
I don't know what
disagree.
it is. Like they just feel like they're not inspired at
I
all.
disagree. Laura, Rashid, those are
No.
yes. I think that Laura especially will be remembered for years.
I think Laura, but I actually disagree with Rashid.
What? Rashid is
I think
the best.
I think Rashid's on. Again, this might be my thing against Street Fighter. So it's
Right,
just the fact
I'll
that
just say
he just looks like a standard Middle Eastern guy with a visor.
yeah, but he's the first. Well, I don't. I'm not gonna say the first female comic writer. He's like the quintessential Middle Eastern guy with a fucking scouter. And I'll tell you this. I had trouble remembering that El Fuerte exists to this day. I want to forget that Rufus exists. Compared to them, and
I
see
disagree
Viper,
with you on that.
compared to them, the new characters that they introduced, Laura, fucking Rashid. I'm not having trouble remembering their names, and just
Okay.
Kareem.
What
Well,
else?
to be
Not
Who else?
Kareem. What's her name? Damn, fuck.
hmm Right.
well, okay, hang on. Now, hang on. As an outside party to all this, I do really feel that I agree with El Fuerte. El Fuerte's fucking dumb.
Awful.
I think El Fuerte's quite possibly the worst because he's just a Mexican wrestler who cooks.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
He's a dumb fucking character in Ultra.
Just he's very whatever. I just feel that Rashid, maybe if Rashid had something else, and it's the fact that this is characters coming out. I'm gonna remember Rashid because I heard his name first, as opposed to the Middle Eastern characters
Fareed?
from. Yeah, I'm gonna remember.
From Tekken.
Yeah, because the thing is, they both. It's like Japan just remembered. They were like, "Huh, we need another new character design." Hey, do you guys know about the Middle East? What's that? So they just decided to create a character from the Middle East.
Well, I don't think
Yeah,
that
but unlike-
Tekken has
I mean, I don't
memorable
think-
characters outside
You know
of
what
their,
would be
just-
interesting?
outside of their classics.
You know what would be interesting, but they would never do it?
What?
Fucking Middle Eastern woman fighter.
They already did that.
Yeah.
Zafina.
Who?
From Tekken 6.
Oh, you mean okay. You mean the lady who does the spider crawl thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I meant like one in a hijab and stuff.
Oh no,
I think that'd be pretty interesting.
I don't.
I disagree. I mean, I just think it would just like nobody would play the character. It wouldn't be a blast.
If
Like,
the character was high tier, everybody would play her.
I mean, yeah, but like, I think like the reason that Rashid's player base bombed is just I don't think he's
his
interested.
playstyle clicks with most people. It's just like
I
what
mean,
El
like,
Fuerte.
You can with his V trigger, like you can do some explosive stuff, but like
Are you doing that on purpose, or is that like because you said bombed and explosive with Rashid now like twice? Is this like on purpose or not? I can't tell.
What are you
I
talking
can't
about?
tell if you're being a top-notch meme master or what. Anyway, continue.
no, it's just I don't know. I just think the last good Street Fighter character that was made was Jury. I think that's the last one.
I
who can
just think
stand.
you're raising a crusade against the new characters in Street Fighter
I mean,
5.
I wanted to like Street Fighter 5. I wanted to like the new characters, but they just I think they lost their creativity. Really, it's like they try new stuff, but I would rather play as like Sagat or somebody or Blanca, and I hate Blanca.
Well, how about we talk about, since we're on it, you guys want to talk about the new Tekken characters? Like all the new Tekken 7 characters as opposed to Street Fighter?
No, because I don't even know. Like I said, like Tekken characters
Well-
are not memorable. The newer ones.
What?
The newer ones.
Well, Incognito
talking
can like
about?
take a backseat right
The
now,
new
but I would say
Tekken characters are not memorable. Even like the only reason I remember what's his name, Lars, is because he was in fucking Naruto. He was in Naruto too. It's the only reason I remember him.
I strongly disagree. I fucking love like the new Tekken characters. Almost every single one of them I want to play.
Yeah.
And
I have
the
to agree,
robot.
'cause,
I
the
forgot
only
what
one
his
who
name
is like kind of lame in Tekken 7 of the new characters is Lucky Chloe. I know Akuma being a contrarian is gonna disagree, but I just feel like her
Yes,
design
that's
is
why I'm
just
gonna disagree.
it's so
Not because I'm a
wacky,
fucking
but
filthy
like
otaku.
it's her character design is so wacky, but like her fighting style is kind of like okay. I don't think she's like up there
I
to
know Lucky
fights
Chloe, but I
she
only know her because of controversy. Name another new character who's not Fareed.
Eliza,
Who?
the
yeah,
vampire,
that's
the
the
vampire girl
vampire
with the
from Tekken
horns.
Revolution.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm looking forward to
She
playing
has
her.
projectiles, right? She has like traditional
Yeah,
fireballs.
she has a. Yeah, well, not fireballs. Closer to a. What's that move Geese Howard does?
A Rapukin.
Yeah, it's closer to a Rapukin.
Well, see, I remember their mechanics, but I don't remember their names or their designs.
Claudio, the exorcist looking guy.
Yeah, Claudio.
I don't know.
Or Katarina.
Yeah,
The
Katarina.
Savat girl, or Josie, the Filipino girl.
I don't know.
Josie,
or
I think
Cosby.
Josie and Lucky Chloe both look really boring. And Gigas is kind of lame too.
Who is that?
But I think
I
it's
agree.
that new robot guy who's
I
like.
don't know. God.
Talking to some Filipino people I know, they really like Josie. Like they really like everything.
Oh,
about
that's
her.
because
They think that
Filipino
her
people
design-
like everything Filipino.
Well, no, they
That's
said they
true.
like her. They like her design, her name, her attitude. They like everything about her. But then there's Master Raven. I fucking love Master Raven.
I would rather be
Female
playing as
Raven.
regular Raven.
Regular Raven
I'd rather be
dies.
playing as. In what, Tekken
I
6?
think in Tekken 5.
He was in Tekken 6, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it's like a legacy character or some shit. Was he? I remember
I'm
him
pretty sure he was
dying.
in Tekken.
Well, all I'm saying is I feel that Tekken. I'm much more inclined to Tekken's new characters than Street Fighter V's, to be honest.
I guess we'll just agree to disagree on that front.
And that's not even saying something against Street Fighter. It's just I'm not a big fan.
It is for me because Street Fighter used to have like cool characters and designs, and that just goes for everything that Capcom used to do. They used to be great. They used to be one of my favorite developers, and they just all their talent is just fucking gone. It's like that scene in Space Jam when they had the basketball, they put all the players' powers in.
So
like
what
that.
are you
They
saying?
never got it back.
So what are you saying? That somebody walked around the office carrying a copy of Mega Man Legends 3, and they were like, "Everyone, put your hands on this," and then they just threw it out the window.
Plan that existed.
All right, it's time to wrap this
No,
podcast.
it's not. Shut up.
You can't just wrap it up based on that.
What's next? Oh. So, a few weeks ago, I would like you to recall a theory that I had about Platinum Games, right? Bayonetta came out on the PC, and there was a patch. In the files of the patch, somebody found, digging through, a Vanquish icon. And they're like, why is there a Vanquish icon in this patch? A few weeks later, Vanquish got announced, released for the PC, Vanquish PC port. And I recall saying that if Vanquish comes out, then there's a good chance they'll port their other game, Anarchy Reigns, to the PC. It's coming. Anarchy Reigns for the PC.
Infinite Space.
No.
Just so everybody can understand this, I'll put this into perspective. Felix is basically doing what I was doing when I was waiting for PS3 Tales of Vesperia.
Well, that did come out, it just didn't come out in America.
In America.
So you were right.
Exactly.
So you were totally right, which means that I'm completely 100% right.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be it's gonna come out, but it's only gonna be in fucking.
You can't monkey's paw this.
Saskatchewan. I can totally monkey's paw.
Felix, this is the problem. First of all, you don't even have a PS4, so what would it matter to you if it even came out?
If it came out on PC, and it did well.
You don't have a PC that can run it.
Oh, you act like things can't change. We gotta flip a few heads. So be it.
You're implying that Felix wouldn't buy like $800 worth of equipment, upgrade his PC just to play it at its best settings.
Yeah, with those 4 other people who are gonna buy it. Great.
Look, Felix, and for everybody else,
Anarchy Reigns will come out on the PC, and when it does, fucking support it.
No, I'm not buying that trash game
I'm not
again.
talking to you. I'm talking to fucking listeners. Fucking support
all 12.
Anarchy Reigns.
Just so that all 12 of you join Felix on
that's
his
12
live
copies
streams.
sold, my nigga. Yo,
That's
Platinum.
12 more
If
copies
you
than
want to
were
hire
sold
a
last time.
shill, I'm right here, boy. I'm right here.
Actually, based on the player base that we had before, I'd say that 12 copies, they would basically have the same amount of players on the fucking PC version that would be on the console version that we were
Platinum,
playing.
if you want to see the person who revolutionized the metagame on the PS3, on the PS3 version of Anarchy Reigns, it's your boy Super Incognito, aka Felix656. But anyway, let's go on next.
And I'd like to point out to Platinum, stay as far away from anybody in here as possible. Nobody in here is good.
The best Durga in the planet is right here in this Otaku Clubhouse, and his name is me.
Jesus Christ. Just everybody remember this for the future. If Anarchy Reigns does come out on the PC,
I'm issuing an open challenge to everyone.
And people start doing terrible, unforgivable shit, it's because of Felix.
So Fire Emblem Echoes just came out, and this surprised me.
It's a good game.
I didn't even realize it fucking came out. I don't think they advertised it nearly as much as they did with Fates or Awakening. But it just came out. They did a direct like 2 months ago. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. It's in development.
Actually, they advertised it pretty well.
And they were mostly done
everywhere. With it. Like every time I turned on YouTube or Twitter, it was fucking on there.
Really?
Yeah. Anytime, any advertisement I had on YouTube or any advertisement I had on
then again, that's
Twitter.
You follow a lot of Nintendo stuff.
I probably get. Well,
whereas,
no, it was. Anyway, continue.
Whereas I was seeing commercials on television for Fates, I saw nothing for Echoes, which is where I make the comparison, right? Because you turn on the fucking football game and then you get an advertisement and you see Camilla's fucking tits hanging out. You're gonna buy the game, right?
Wow. Yes, I think that's what they were. Continue anyway.
Anyway, Echoes came out and people were saying, "Whoa, this is crazy good. It's like the old ones." Well, it makes sense because it's a remake of one of the old ones. And then they say it's better than Fates and it's better than Awakening. But the one little problem is.
Yeah, the one little problem.
The one little itsy bitsy problem is this cancerous DLC shit. The season pass,
filth. Garbage.
And all the DLC, somebody fucking, of course, people put together their calculations, and it turns out, well, if you buy all the DLC for this game, it costs more than twice as much as the fucking game does. God.
And it's fucking.
And it's all announced like 2 weeks in advance, so you're just like, huh? Did you rip this from the game to sell back later? Like, what's going on?
It's like, it's fucking dumb. And it's really dumb because this is quite possibly the best Fire Emblem game since fucking Path of Radiance.
Right.
Like, I think this is actually the best Fire Emblem game since Path of Radiance.
Many people are saying that.
It's sitting at like an 82 on Metacritic. I think that's the best the Fire Emblem game's been rated in a long time, actually. And you have quite possibly the best one, and you fucking undercut it like this.
This is crazy. This is Nintendo we're talking about, and this is a 3DS game, and Nintendo is just like, recently they caught out as like, ooh, what is Microsoft and Sony doing? We should do that. We should do season passes, day one DLC, fucking cancer. Like, this is awful. This is a horrible precedent, and I'm glad that on the announcement video for the season pass, it has so many fucking dislikes.
Which it deserves. This is a horrible, horrible thing.
It's horrible practice.
The thing is, Nintendo will do things like this
to see if they can get away with it.
Yeah, they'll do it to see if they can get away with it, which they will, because people like Kuma exist, Nintendo Jones. But you'll still buy it. But what I'm saying is,
he'll buy the base game, but he won't buy the fucking DLC.
The thing is, they won't have a console that has online day one. They won't have good fucking servers for their console. They won't kill the 3DS. Even
Well,
though there
actually,
was a reason why they should kill it, because the Switch should be a console and a handheld like they said it was going to be.
Well, here's the thing. They actually well, no, go ahead. I'll say it afterwards.
Oh well, yeah, like I said, the PS4, Sony's not perfect. Sony does a lot of shit that I don't like. But what they do have is a console that I can rely on to meet my fucking gaming needs. The Switch, what is that gonna do? Did online come out for the Switch yet, Akoma?
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
Okay. The fact that I had to ask that is unacceptable. The library, they still haven't learned from the Wii U. They're still gonna have the 3DS, which I don't know. I used to love Nintendo, but they just fuck up too much, and now they're getting the worst of both worlds of not having any fucking games and having no fucking. They're having cancer business practices.
Go ahead, again. What point you were gonna make?
They actually said that was the last Fire Emblem game on the 3DS.
Well, yeah, because it probably takes them a long time.
They're going to start focusing on. They said they were going to start focusing on the Switch more
Switch
with their first party titles.
They did announce that there was a Fire Emblem for the Switch coming during that Fire Emblem.
Yeah, and then
thing.
And then it also seems like Retro Studios, the people who made the Metroid Prime games and that Donkey Kong game, which if anybody didn't play, Tropical Freeze, that was a really good game. It seems like they could possibly be working on 2 new games for the Switch. So it seems like Nintendo's first party is moving away from the Switch, and it looks like it's starting to focus more on. I mean, I said from the Switch, moving further away from the 3DS and moving towards the Switch. And honestly, I can see why people would much rather not play the 3DS anymore. But the thing is, I've always loved my 3DS, mostly because I can still play all my old DS games on it.
And moving back to this Fire Emblem thing for like a conclusion, it doesn't surprise me that that was the last one for the 3DS, because they already have the engine. They made it for Awakening, which apparently that game took like 5 years to develop, and then it only took a few years to make Fates, and then it took like 1 fucking year to make Echoes. But
yeah.
As far as the DLC thing, it's not that like this is without precedent, because with Fates they had Conquest and Birthright, which were 2 different versions of the same game, sort of like Pokemon, but it makes less sense because there's less content than Pokemon, and they were both full price games. And then they also had the audacity to sell the conclusion separately, Revelations, for $20, and which a lot of people say that it sucked. So
let's be fair. There is no reason for them to have multiple versions of Pokemon anymore.
No, there's not. So when they did it with Fire Emblem,
but not now.
When they did it with Fire Emblem, it was even worse, because there's no reason to have 2 versions of the routes. They could have it on 1 game. And what makes that even worse is that despite a lot of people say they don't care, but the localization changes that kind of changed a lot of the characters and the dialogue. You had that. You had the game being split into 2 and having the true ending sold as a fucking DLC add-on, and it still sold better than Awakening did. So, and then that's the concern with Echoes, which is a full game, allegedly, in itself.
No, it's as far as I've played it.
It's a full game.
Like, it feels like a.
But then they have all this DLC that costs over $100, and they're trying to sell you a season pass. I don't like that. I don't like the direction that Nintendo's going. And this is for a handheld game, dude. I don't think. I shouldn't say that. I don't think handheld games should have DLC. I'm not saying that, but to this degree, it's.
Well, we've all been vocal about the fact that we don't like how DLC is handled. This is a serious thing going out to anybody who's listening to this. vote with your wallet. Like, I cannot stress that
Don't
enough.
support this shit. Like, it's one thing that we
do not. If you think a game looks good, if you think a game looks really good, then get the game. But if you think that the practices for like the DLC is shit, don't get it. Hell, with most games nowadays, you can usually wait up to like maybe it'll be a little bit longer, maybe like 6 months or something. But there will almost always be a fucking like super edition that has all the DLC included. Like with fucking like for instance, Disgaea 5 is coming out on the Switch and it's gonna have all the DLC included in that. And it's like you just vote with your wallet. If you think something seems fishy, don't put out money for it.
The fucking first day. You don't have to get the season pass. You don't have to get the day one DLC. You don't have to do any of that shit.
Exactly. The games are going to be there.
You even don't have to pre-order, because a lot of that happens too, where people, where publishers will see the number of pre-orders and they're like, oh, a lot of people are interested in this game. They'll tell the developers to make more stuff for it, because the pre-orders, when the game is announced, they get like 100,000 pre-orders, and they tell the developers, hey, make some extra stuff for the game. So by the time the game comes out and they announce DLC fucking ahead of time, and it just feels like, hey, what the fuck? So it's all connected.
And you know it hardly ever, if ever, the publishers and the developers are going to actually come out and say, no, we finished the game on this day, and then we were told 3 days later, hey, make some more stuff. And we were just like, oh, well, I guess we can make more stuff. They're never going to tell you the process. So you know in your head, you're instantly going to think that that's bullshit. And let's be honest, most of the time it's going to be bullshit. But vote with your wallet. If you think something's wrong, don't buy it. Since we're just real quick, just a little side note. ARMS, they actually announced there will be DLC after the game launches, but they said it's all going to be free. So
we'll see.
That sounds, including like characters and stuff. So that sounds good. That's like and I'm probably going to regret saying this. It's like an Overwatch style thing where they're going to add in more stuff to the game later on, which, if it's free, that's kind of nice. But again, it's like, yay, free stuff. But why isn't this in the game?
Why don't you just wait like an extra month in the development oven, so it will come out golden brown and not just gold? We got a little bit more time to fill out.
If it's free, again, if it's free, it's nice. If it's not, it's a scale. It's a balance.
Yeah.
What's up?
I want to talk about Ace Combat 7 getting delayed.
Everybody saw this coming.
Right. Yeah, like, dude.
I mean,
nobody else didn't see it coming aside from you.
I mean, I'm losing a little bit of faith because they haven't been showing any gameplay. No, they haven't been saying if it was gonna have multiplayer or not. I love Ace Combat. Ace Combat 5 and Ace Combat 0 are two of my top 20. They're in my top 20. Ace Combat 5 is a little bit higher than 0, but I love Ace Combat. Always have since I was a kid playing Air Combat on the PS1. And Ace Combat 7, if it's delayed until next year, what have they been doing? This game is better. It better be out. Like
Kaiser, I recall, and this was months ago, dude. I was like, you know how Ace Combat was announced a long time ago? How come they haven't shown anything since then? So this comes as no surprise, and it shouldn't have came as a surprise to you.
I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure I can guess why. The reason is probably VR.
Or because of VR, yeah. VR? I wish it wasn't a VR game.
And if I'm not gonna buy it. VR
trash.
Like, I honestly feel it's because of VR, and you want to know why? This is why. I think it's not that they're going to make it the central focus, but I think that Sony and Namco realized that Ace Combat is going to be the flagship title for VR.
Oh, you know what?
You want to know? Hang on, just real quick. And you want to know the reason? What was the last VR game you heard came out?
Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, and that did pretty decently, right?
It was the approach they took with it. It was a good game first, and then they added the VR support second.
So this is going to be the next big VR thing. They want it to be good.
And if they take that approach, then I think it will be good. And you won't have to worry about the VR detracting from the quality of the game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be decent. I can't honestly see the game being bad, because from what I heard, people who have played it a little bit say that it's already saying it's good. So, I mean, I know you're worried about it. Believe me, I'm
Well,
worried.
I don't know if those are Ace Combat fans or not, because people like Angry Joe who said that Assault Horizon was good and that was trash.
Ooh.
Well, let's be
Angry
honest.
Joe's first console was the fucking 360, dude. You honestly?
Are you serious?
This is a fact. I'm not taking shots at him.
Wait, hang on. Isn't he older than us?
Yes, he's older than us, but
hang on.
He started playing games during the 360 PS3 days. Yeah.
That floors me. That mentally floors me. My fucking first console was like, I don't even remember. I think it might have been an SNES.
Come on, we all know your first console was a 3DS. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, yes. My first console was the 3DS. The fucking Pokemon, the huge Pokemon fans' fucking first console was the 3DS. Okay.
Well, you can play the entire Pokemon library on the 3DS. I'm just saying, bruh.
Can't play. Damn it, you're right.
Let's end on a positive note. What about... I don't know, because Akuma doesn't seem to like this series anymore, but...
No, go ahead.
Ever. Dragon Ball Super. A lot of stuff happened in the past 3 weeks.
Never like Dragon Ball.
Super.
Well, Akuma likes to pretend that he doesn't care about the series, but he'll always try to watch it and ask what's happening. So like a fucking Dragon Ball Tsundere sitting there blushing, looking at a picture of Kira Toyama.
Nah, not Tsundere, because Tsunderes are shit. Speaking of Dragon Ball, the best new girl, the new best girl has arrived, and her name is Caulifla. And she's not the female Broly. First of all, that was a fucking... They threw people for a loop there.
Fucking swerved.
Female Broly, her name is Kale, which is, a pun on kale. But Caulifla, she's just surpassed Young Bulma in my list of hottest Dragon Ball franchise girls. Up there with 18.
I just want an image of like a big Felix head floating on the screen with like 18. licking his lips or something.
Launch.
First of all, pause. This nigga Felix just said that 16-year-old Bulma was hotter than fucking Android 18.
Yes.
Bulma from Trunks' Future.
Yes.
Launch.
Kai.
Chi-Chi.
Yes.
You got garbage. Fucking Toa from Dragon Ball Heroes. Get that ass banned.
I'm sorry that you like people who can beat you up, but then again, Caulifla, you have to agree. You have to agree that Caulifla is up there.
Is what? No, I don't have to agree.
But you do.
No, I don't.
This is a weird conversation.
He probably likes Kale when she's fucking legendary Super Saiyan.
Just because Broly is my favorite character doesn't mean that I'm looking for a female version of you.
There are a lot of people who would definitely be doing that, I promise you.
But enough spiel about that. We haven't talked about this in a podcast yet, but what about the return of everybody's favorite character, Gohan?
Well, I'm very excited that my boy Godon is back, yo.
What are you talking about? You can look at the image of the last podcast.
Oh yeah, we did.
We didn't talk about
it. It was just I'm not sure if that podcast has been.
That podcast didn't
yet.
go up yet, so we haven't talked about this.
And who knows when this one will go up.
I'm talking about the one with him sticking his head out through the roof in Jinder Mahal.
That
went up!
Oh, well, I guess my memory is just bad. You know what? This has gone on for long enough. I need to go and fucking cry about Ace Combat 7 being delayed.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
let's-
Felix has some fucking.
How long
60
have we been talking
Walmart
about
fuck-
Gohan? Jesus fucking Christ.
let's wrap it up. I think I'm done. So
Any closing remarks, statements, or call-outs?
Since I'm in a pretty bad mood, I'm just gonna tell you to fuck off as usual.
yeah.
Kuma?
Well, have a nice day, people. If you want to talk to us, hit us up on Twitter or in the YouTube comments. You know what it is.
Also, shout-outs to my nigga Gennady Tarkowski. You fucked it all up. Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.